Hello, hello! Welcome back to my channel and another episode of Homebrew Mythic Climb. I'm Ricky, and here we go, I guess, jumping right into it. I will begin my commentary as we are loading up. So, Homebrew Mythic Climb, where I take a deck that my friend Connor came up with by himself. He piloted all the way to Mythic last season, and this season I am trying to do the same using his deck. So the rules for this stream, or well, we'll call it the plan, not the rules. The plan is to play until our 4 wins. Give me a second here. Let's see. So I have a dog, I have a Hushbringer, Snapdax, and Baneslayer Angel are sort of endgame, and we have 3 lands to start with. So I think that's a pretty solid start. So let's go with that. So as I was mentioning, the whole point is for me to grind to 4 wins daily. If I'm on a 3-game winning streak, I will play until I lose. And then all the while, I will be entertaining you with my faces and hopefully enlightening commentary in case you tried this deck at home. And please, it's the beginning of the video, so I will put in a plug for myself. Please like and or subscribe if you're seeing this on YouTube, or follow me on chat. We did do a showcase on this video. That video will is part of a playlist. You can come to my channel and check it out. So my opponent is playing blue-black. I am all over the place today. Castle Lochthwain. He has 2 cards. He's likely going to counter whatever I play. I already have 2 threats on board, so I am just going to swing in with the Hushbringer and see what happens. Actually, if he does play something to block and kill my Savior, he won't have enough mana to counter my Lurrus, so I think I will attack with my Savior as well. And I will keep my Lurrus back. I don't want him to counter anything for free. He does play Frantic Inventory, so unfortunately for me, that was not a good decision. Did not pay off. Although, however, you know, with decks that play a lot of flash and counter cards, they could still be holding up counter spells that they're just not casting. So again, my same plan. If they're not playing anything, I'm not playing anything, because I have plenty of threats and I have some sweet 5 drops coming up next. Opponent has 4 lands now. My opponent's name is Zeniz. Bloodchief's Thirst. I think I will protect that. I think that's worth protecting, especially if he has Dimir Rogues does have a bunch of creatures that when it comes into play, something happens. So I do want to shut down those ETB effects. Here we are. I will cast this as black mana? No, white mana. Oh, I should have been black, actually. I have a lone one black to cast spell here, so that might have been a better idea. So he's still open and ripe for a counter spell. I think at this point I probably care about my Lurrus more than I do about my Baneslayer or my Snapdax. I think my safest bet is to try and mutate Snapdax onto Hushbringer right now, so that if he counters it, I can still attack with the Hushbringer. And if he kills my Hushbringer... Actually, why would he kill my Hushbringer? Yep, that gets countered. Attack for 1. Yeah, I suppose with kill spells like Bloodchief's Thirst, he won't ever counter it, really. So, Speaker of the Heavens, let's see what he does with that. If he counters it, hopefully I get my Lurrus in. If I'm unable to get my Lurrus in, I believe I am done for. Wow, double counter spells. That's just silly. I am still pummeling away with my Hushbringer though, so hopefully he'll run out of counter spells. 1, 2, 3. Wait, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 kill spell, 3 counter spells so far. Selfless Savior, let's give that a go. Another reason I should have went for a Swamp is because I did have Castle Lochthwain, because now I kind of mana screwed myself here. I can't activate my Lochthwain even though I very much would like to. So that is a big misplay on my part, not maximizing my deck's potential. I am itching to get my Baneslayer Angel into play. Heartless Act for the dog. I might as well sacrifice it to protect my Hushbringer. Bloodchief's Thirst again. So my opponent has literally played nothing except counter spells and kill spells. That's very frustrating. Let's try a Lurrus. Okay, and he plays a Shark. That's great. Next turn I do have Bloodchief's Thirst for it, so hopefully I can get that through. If he counters it, I still have my last hope in Baneslayer Angel. Let's see if he lets this through. Wow, he counters it with Sublime Epiphany and gets another Shark into play. Okay, so it appears that I just got really unlucky. His deck relies on playing a whole bunch of counter spells and kill spells until he draws the Voracious Shark to win. So once again, I get very unlucky. Yep, he has 2 copies of it and a Sublime and all the mana he needs, so that's the GG. I don't have any way to recover from 3 Sharks. So now I will tally up what happened in my special sheet. Again, I am using Untapped. I am plugged into Untapped GG to track my games as well. I have my own custom Google Sheets that will keep track of stats that I care about that Untapped GG doesn't. Let's call his deck Counter Shark. So for example, I note that this isn't a mulligan, I didn't get mana screwed, I did lose, I didn't get a free win, and now I am at gold for 3 pips. So right back at it. My opponent's name is Kirobiro. 4 lands, 2 early plays into my endgame. Seems reasonable. I wish I was going first though. Edgewall Innkeeper. Ooh, yep, I definitely wish I was going first. Brushfire Elemental. I can't block that. Aspirant. Give the Aspirant a 1/1 counter. I will pass. It's a landfall. He can attack for 3. I cannot block. and trade reasonably. I can block and save it with the dog by, you know, sacrificing the dog and giving my Luminarch indestructible, but that's bad value. So he plays Landfall Mammoth. This turn we begin the race with Maul of the Skyclaves. Actually, maybe I just leave it. I don't think red-green has that many direct kill spells except for Primal Might. I think I will survive. Oh, nope, I will no longer survive Primal Might, so that might have been a mistake. If he has Primal Might here, I'm going to be in bad shape. I'll have to wait until I get Baneslayer Angel in play before I can recover. Let's see what he does though. He attacks with the 5, so I will block his 3/3, and I still have the Selfless Savior as a backup. He plays Embercleave. So I will take 12 damage. That is a lot of damage, but I do survive. So I don't have enough to play Baneslayer yet. I can play the Ghastly Gloom Hunter, however. It does have lifelink. I need to be very careful about this now. I think I just need to put a 1/1 counter on Luminarch Aspirant and pass the turn. I don't think there's anything better I can do here. I can't really attack because I'll have no defense against the Mammoth. So if he draws, things that will win him the game right now would be Fabled Passage, but he does not have Fabled Passage. Yep, I believe he does have to attack into that. If he has a pump spell, I win. If he does not, I believe I survive. So I can do... I don't need my Gloom Hunter, I might as well try and gain 1 life. And I can also block with the Savior, even though his trample, so I suppose that's pointless. We can go to first strike damage. I will protect my Luminarch with my dog. If he has a pump spell, I lose. Okay, he does not have a pump spell, so we did that trade because we both have first strike, and my opponent gets a little beastie. I will play my Swamp and cast Baneslayer Angel. I will put a 1/1 counter on my Gloom Hunter, I suppose. And I think I feel reasonable. Ooh, he's gonna... Nope, he's going to put Embercleave on that. So I have 11 points of first strike damage. I think that's pretty solid. He has Scavenging Ooze, that's okay, I think. I'm okay with that. That's another beastie with reach. He puts it onto Scavenging Ooze, which I think is the correct play because he needs to get a creature that's bigger than 3. Hushbringer is pretty good because it's another flying lifelink. However, I haven't seen that many ETB triggers from my opponent, so I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I'm not sure if that's the right play to keep it, but let's do it and see what happens. So I can make Baneslayer Angel slightly bigger. I will attack with it for sure. I have first strike. I do want to try and kill Vivian, so I will attack here. If I attacked his face, he would have done the same thing, so I don't think I lost out too much there. Four. He can eat 2 more times, so that will become a 6/6. So I gotta be careful not to let any more creatures die. So he has no cards in hand. I can activate Lockthwain. To draw Hushbringer, no. I guess I'll just draw Hushbringer. I have plenty of mana, so I should be able to do this. I will cast the Hushbringer. I can scry, hopefully for a better draw. A swamp, so I will dump that. I will grow my Baneslayer Angel. And once again, I will go for Cascade effect when he casts a creature, or straight to his face. Let's see how he responds if I attack straight to his face. My thinking is that I'm pretty close to breaking through. So maybe I can just win by face planting him. My opponent finds Fabled Passage, which does not help him in the offense because he is out of landfall creatures. So he is flooding. He's getting more beasts into play. I do need Trample to sort of break this wall. But now I can safely look for extra cards. That doesn't really help because he has the Scavenging Ooze in play. I can cast Selfless Savior. I can cast the Null Priest. So he's trying to grow enough beasts so he can get over my double strike, so I think I will have to start bashing Vivian instead, actually. It is rather unfortunate, but as long as I'm gaining a bajillion life, I think I should be okay. I can also play Fabled Passage here and draw a card, so I think I will do that. I draw Plains, that doesn't help me, and that's the end of my turn. My opponent floods yet again, draws another Fabled Passage, but he does get to thin out his deck. He gets to play cards from the top of his deck, of course, so he is drawing a lot of value. Wow. Yet more reach that I have to deal with. And of course now I start flooding. Classic. And more lands, of course. I don't have trample. Flying first strike. I still need something to block the 6/6 creature over here. I think this game is running away from me because I don't have any way to stop the Vivian from generating more creatures or to stop him from drawing cards. So unfortunately, I think we are almost done. I think I'll spend a token on Gloom Hunter. Try and smash into Vivian again. Gain another 8 life. And we continue playing the waiting game. If my opponent draws any more adventure cards, highly likely they're going to win. So I will block with my scavenging. I'll block the scavenging ooze here. He does not have anything in his graveyard. I don't have anything in his graveyard. That does mean my Luminarch Aspirant will die, because if I sacrifice my Selfless Savior to make Luminarch indestructible, he'll just eat it. So I think I should have anticipated that and moved the Sky Maul over, actually. So I think I'm making a mistake. I made a mistake there. He has a second copy of Scavenging Ooze, of course. So now my opponent has a gigantic 6/6. I have a second Selfless Savior that doesn't help me against Scavenging Ooze. Let's play Temple of Silence so I can scry and hopefully we can get something with Castle Lochthwain. We do have Lurrus, but it's too late because he already has the Scavenging Ooze in play. I believe I'd have to cast the card almost 3 times, maybe? Oy. I can't even cast it because as soon as this is on the stack, he'll just eat it, so that's kind of pointless. I suppose I'll have to equip this onto my Baneslayer Angel and continue to attack. I can't even attack. I needed to attack, but the Scavenging Ooze is just completely destroying me. I should have attacked there for sure, just to get rid of another one of these tokens, because pretty soon, or eventually I should say, he's going to have enough of these reach creatures to get my Baneslayer Angel out of the skies, and then I'll definitely have no way out at that point. Lovestruck Beast. Draws a bajillion cards. My opponent's going extremely wide now. He is completely tapped out though, but that doesn't exactly help me. I can get Selfless Savior into play. I suppose, I'll cast Lurrus first. I suppose I can drop another land, and then I can draw a card. Null Priest also does not really help. Next, attack Baneslayer Angel. Not sure what I'm going to do against a Lovestruck Beast now. Bonecrusher Giant, if I sacrifice it, he'll just eat it. So I guess I'll just let it die. So my deck does have run a couple of copies of Bloodchief's Thirst. I was really hoping to draw that a while ago, but my opponent's deck has already gone completely nuts. Our only hope now is for him to deck himself out. But I highly doubt that's going to happen because he has like 60 points of damage on board right now. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here, folks. My opponent is just flexing his board. I can chump block 5, chump block 7, and then double block the ogre, and I should be good. I just need to sacrifice the dogs to save my Null Priests now, but they will just get donated directly into Scavenging Ooze, at which point he'll just move Embercleave over and then win the game. Scorching Dragonfire, of course, will kill it. Another Lovestruck Beast. Heartless Act. Way too late. Play a Plains. Draw a card with a Lockthwain. A secondary Maul of the Skyclaves. Maybe I'll put it on Ghastly Gloomhunter. Ooh, I should have cast it on Baneslayer Angel and then moved it over. Oops. Yeah, not sure what I can do here. I guess I will... Well, he can actually just take that now, so that's kind of pointless. I'll have to smash his face. Gain the 10 life. Fabled Passage again, which is excellent for all of his landfall creatures. Primal Might, of course. He's trying to pump it large, so I guess I will have to kill it. A little bit too late though. It makes no difference because I don't think I can survive his creatures that much longer. So my friend did go over the games I played last night. He did mention that I should never give up because of the little life gain hijinks that this secret weapon deck offers. I shouldn't ever count myself out. So he's giving me an opportunity to kill Scavenger Ooze, maybe? One creature... Nope, there's 3 creatures in the graveyard, so that's a no-go. That's 6/6, it's too big, that's a 5/5, that's a 5/5. So I might as well go for a 5/5. See what happens. And I believe he has more than enough damage anyway, so that's 10 plus, that's going to be 7, 17 plus 8, 25, 25 plus 12, of course, 27. $37, wow. 25 plus 12. Five, 7, 17 plus 8, 25, 25 plus 12, 37, yep. And I do not have 37 life to live. So unfortunately, that is another loss for us. Not a free win. Gold 4, back to 2 pips. And away we go. I think not much to say here about that game. You saw what happened. It was a slow crawl to death when we didn't draw what we needed to kill the Vivian. I think I might have made some mistakes there. I'd have to go back and review, but moving on. Who goes first? Webster goes first. Webster's Dictionary. 1, 2, 3 into endgame. Doesn't look too bad. We have a landfall shenanigans happening. Speaker of the Heavens is my play. I will take 3 damage, it looks like. And he has mana open for shock, which is very depressing. Yep, he does decide to shock that. Nothing I can do. But now I do get to keep the 1/1 counter on my Aspirant. He attacks for 2. I will take 2. Not an issue with me. Ooh. Selfless Savior. I think I will play the Selfless Savior first. Thank you very much. That becomes a 3/3. I will hold back. He plays another land. He has enough mana for Embercleave, so I will I can safely block Fervent Champion, I believe. I do have a panic button with the Selfless Savior. I can just save it in case I make a mistake. But he, like I said, he does cast Embercleave, probably put it on the Hellhound. That's correct. 3-4. I'm not too concerned about that. He gets a bunch of damage through. But that is fine with me. I don't have enough to play Snapdax yet. However, I am on the market in the market for Small the Skyclaves. I believe if I play this on my Luminarch, it should be big enough to stop that, particularly because now it becomes a 6/6. I don't need to attack just yet. I can end my turn here. If I'm correct, because I used to play Red Deck Wins up until Zendikar Rising's launch, he's going to have a lot of trouble dealing with this gigantic flyer over here, especially because he doesn't have Annex in play. So I believe I am pretty safe here. I think my opponent is forgetting that I have first strike, so I will block here. And yep, my opponent concedes because, like I said, Red Deck Win really has very little they can do against giant flyers of that sort. So didn't need to mulligan, didn't mana screw. We won this one, wasn't a free game. Gold 4, back at 4 pips. First win of the day. Oh, need those wins, need those wins. But hey, this sets us up really nicely. If I get 3 wins in a row right now, we'll be right on track. My opponent's name is Brian. Brian with a B-R-Y-A-N. Not the most common spelling. Very, very early curve, very, very aggressive, so definitely keep this hand. I do need the white mana for Selfless Savior, so I will lead with that. Swamp, Edgewell Innkeeper, that is fine. Swamp for the Null Priest. And I will attack with the dog. I'm fine with that trade if he gives it to me. The reason being, if I didn't kill him and he gets any value out of the Edgewell Innkeeper, it's going to be worse than a 1-for-1, generally. For me, because as soon as he plays a card with Adventure, he'll get to draw a card. If I trade later, which is, you know, when I sacrifice my Doge to protect something else, presumably that's going to be trying to protect it from something like a Primal Might. So I waste his Primal Might, but I sacrifice my dog, that's a 1-for-1. But he had already drawn an extra card if I allowed Innkeeper to stay alive in the first place. So that's the thinking behind that. I believe my opponent should be a little bit mana locked at this moment, similar to myself, but that's okay. That's sometimes the hazard of playing Fabled Passage. But I do have a 3/2 lifelink Menace attacking now. Yes, another reason, another thing I was thinking trading the Selfless Savior for Edgewell Innkeeper is because I do have an aggressive hand. So even losing that creature early, I'll still have plenty of gas to threaten him. My opponent plays the Landfall Mammoth. Whoop, almost forgot to activate this. So I have a bunch of white cards in my hand, so I will reach for a white mana. I have a Hushbringer and Speaker of Heavens. Since the Mammoth can't attack me just yet, I think I can hold off on the Skyclaves. I'll play the Hushbringer. I'll play my Speaker. I will make my Null Priest large, and then I will attack with the Null Mage. So this way, I'm already at 27 life. Questing Beast. Oops, no longer. I will no longer be at 27 life. I can't block that. So in this position, I would put Maul of the Skyclaves on my Null Priest, put my counter on my Null Priest, and attack for 7. Because I have First Strike, I am perfectly safe. He's not going to block anyway. And I have plenty of life. I don't really care about blocking any of his creatures. I could have attacked with the Hushbringer as well, I suppose. But it doesn't look like that should make too much of a difference. Ooh, another thing I forgot to do was activate Speaker of the Heavens for an Angel. So that is my bad. Please pay attention to that. Don't get too excited about just combat damage when you can get free 4/4 Angels. That was a huge misplay here. Scorching Dragonfire on Aspirant. Okay. Scavenging Ooze can get pretty big and gain him some life, for sure. And my opponent concedes. So that is game 4, 0 mulligans, 0 mana. It doesn't count as a mana screw because it was a Fabled Passage. Oh, we made it to go 3. Hooray! We're seeing some progress on our quest to Mythic. Some progress, finally. That is our second win of today. On to our third, hopefully. Against opponent Wrath Capuchin. Okay, so slightly slower hand, but we have a kill spell, we have a support creature, and our flyer. So we are going first. We have a Scryland, so can't really complain about this. Snapdax is fun. It is our secret weapon, so for the sake of that, I will keep it. My opponent also has a slow start with Evolving Wilds, but that means he's playing some sort of landfall deck. So we will lead right with... I don't want to get stalled on the ground this turn. Although, what are the chances he plays a 2/2 creature using his mana? I'll start. I want to gain life, so I will start with the bat. Even though I'm giving up 1/1 token here, I'll start with the bat and see where we go. Brushfire Elemental. Yep, I'm fine with that. Yes, we have our 5 lands. I'll cast this as a swamp. Considering that could be a plains, that could be a plains. Luminarch Aspirant can do their job here. I can cast that on Ghastly Gloomhunter. I will attack with it. So now my option is whether or not I want to destroy the Brushfire Elemental. I don't think it's enough of a threat for me to care just yet. And because I can kick Bloodchief's Thirst next turn, I'll see what he comes up with while I still have creatures that can attack his face. If I manage to stack a bunch of counters on here and then mutate Snapdax onto the Gloomhunter and it survives, that will be most excellent. So that's a prime target for our Bloodchief's Thirst. We don't want him to draw any extra cards. He does kill our Aspirant, unfortunately. So this turn, nothing much else to do except to play Bloodchiefs onto his Innkeeper. We do not want him to draw extra cards. Although it could be a she, to be fair. Wrath Capuchin. I don't mean to, just throw out those pronouns here and there randomly, but I'm just... out of convenience, unfortunately, my own vice, out of unfortunate convenience, I am assuming that they are a he. We have a Lurus here, which is excellent. That might actually be a better play than the Snapdax, because we can get our Aspirant back out instantly for more tokens. More token shenanigans. We'll play the Lurus. We can get our Aspirant back. we can get our 3/3 flyer, and we can attack with it. Also, another reason to do that is Snapbacks, we didn't really have a good target for the 4 damage. 4 damage, removing either of these creatures don't matter too much to us. We do have to hurry it up with our damage though, because with the Great Henjin play, he gains 2 life every single turn, and that does slow us down quite a bit. My opponent has 6 mana, mulling what he's going to do. I mean, he can just cast both of these creatures, so it really depends on whether or not he has something nasty like a Primal Might to kill my Lurrus, which of course he does. That is fine because I got my Aspirant back already. I'm not going to block that. 6 damage means nothing to me. He plays his Lovestruck Beast. Gets a 1/1 counter on it. So I will play a Swamp. I will play Snapdax, non-human, over it for the stat boost. I get to smash his Brushfire Elemental. I put a token on my Snapdax, and I attack with it. So because I mutated onto the Bat, which has lifelink and now has double strike flying lifelink, and you can see I can attack with impunity. Doesn't matter if he attacks me, I can pretty much just eat the trade any day. I am susceptible to a second Primal Might here. If he has enough mana, he can just cast Primal Might and kill my Snapdax, unfortunately, and then I will be left looking for more cards. So we'll have to see whether or not my opponent has Primal Might here. Yeah, my opponent. I should be saying my opponent. That sounds fair. Questing Beast, 5/5 Questing Beast. It cannot block air, so that does not really help him. He needs to draw Primal Might to win. Bone Crusher Giant, also, if he draws into Primal Might, he'll still win. He still has that 1 mana, he can cast it for 0. My opponent attacks with everything. I do not block, because I do not need to. If my opponent has Primal Might, I still lose. He can still cast it after the combat, and of course he does, because that is just how my luck works. So here we are. Now I am just flooding, and I am hoping for a solution, because my opponent always draws theirs. Like I said, my opponent always draws their solutions while I do not. And an Embercleave. Wow-wee. That's comical. So 47-8 is where our mana is. Let me record that. Game 5, 47-8. I don't think that's very unlikely. But now we are at 46-9. Is also where our lands are, and that is the end because my deck ran out of gas. Very, very, very unfortunate. So I believe we are still gold 3. I don't think we'll dropped. Maybe this was a flood. I will record this as a flood for now. We lost. It's not a free game. Should still be at gold 3. On to the next one. Instant Speed. Ooh, I like this. Very meta name. Instant Speed. Wow. 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 So the question is, do I keep something as troll as this? If I draw any of the lifelink creatures, this would be absolutely nuts as long as my opponent can't kill it. But I think this is too meme of a hand for me to keep, so I will mulligan. This seems doable. I will return the Null Mage. I think I need to fix my draws rather than... Well, I can't even get myself a Savior in play anyway, so yeah, that has to be the play. So Snapdax isn't going to help. We definitely need more lands. Instant Speed! Oh no, he's actually playing an Instant Speed deck. That's not good. Alright, Hushbringer goes out first. We need our flyers. If it's the Mirror Rogues, hopefully it'll stop something. So let's attack first. Let's see what happens. We are still looking for a land. Heartless Act kills it. I'll play Luminarch Aspirant next, just to spend my mana efficiently. Okay, got rid of not a land, so I suppose I can be thankful for that. Hushbringer. Again. Makes it into play. I'll pump the Hushbringer instead. Returns my Hushbringer to my hand, of course. Same old silly BS. So I'm already headed straight to a loss because I am not drawing any lands. There is my third land, but whatever I play will get countered. So let's try for... I might as well try for Allurus. Maybe that was a mistake. If I played the Hushbringer, I suppose I could have saved that. I just gave him value for a counterspell that might not necessarily have been a counterspell. So now he'll just smash into me with Rankle and force me to sacrifice my Aspirant. Snapdeck goes in, still no land. Well, Lurus I can't get anything out, so maybe a Hushbringer plus a Savior. Oh, well, I don't even have enough mana for that. Oy. So I guess my best play would have been, what, Gloom Hunter plus Savior? Take 6, nothing else I can do here. He probably has a second copy of Rankle. Still no land. Wow. That's cool, I guess. Well, I guess I want to get 2 creatures into play, right? No, I can't kick it. Oh, yeah, what? What just happened? I don't know what I just... I must have clicked kicker by accident. 2 creatures better than 1, right? Another rankle. The only creature I can really block here. And that's game because I don't have enough to block 3 creatures next turn no matter what I do. Or block 2 creatures. Yeah, I don't have a way to block a flyer, so that's the end of that. GG. That's it for me. So, game 6, we had to mulligan. We got screwed. We did lose. It was definitely not a free game. And are we still at gold 3? Oh, we are still at gold 3. Alright then. Not ideal, not ideal. But sometimes what can you do? You just gotta keep a positive face. And keep going. Nantuko. Whoa, that is a throwback. Nantuko Shades, anyone remember those? My opponent is going first. Have an Aspirant, have a Null Priest. I will keep that because we have Maul of the Skyclaves. Ooh, against a Croxa deck though. Our creatures are just gonna get blown up left and right. No turn 1 play, so we'll play our Scryland. We get another Maul, why not? We'll have another Maul to join the party. If he has no kill spells, we win. If he has any kill spells, we lose. That is how this will work. We'll play the Null Priest first. We always wanna get the lifelink out first. If it dies, I suppose we'll still have the Luminarch Aspirant to fall back on. Doesn't give us lifelink, but it will get big. My opponent's thinking about it. Or he's just reading the card because no one else plays this card. Claim the Firstborn. Oof, yikes. Okay, he's going to attack. He's gonna... Village Rites is coming up. He's gonna sacrifice my creature for 2 cards. Yep. Very cheesy combo, and of course every time my opponent plays those cards in their deck, they instantly have it for whatever reason. So, such is my life. Rankle. Is he going to force a sacrifice? If he does, that will signal that he has another copy of it in his hand, or he already has Kroxa and he just needs cards in his graveyard. I suppose I will discard a land. I'll be greedy here. I want to keep both of my Maul of the Skyclaves. We'll play white here. He can't block, so I suppose I can cast Lurrus here. But next turn I still won't have enough mana anyway. But let's do it. Give myself some more options. He's more likely to kill my Lurrus than my Aspirant, so we'll go with the Aspirant. This way, I do have the flex option to play my Sky Maul onto my Lurrus, and I can swing in for a whole bunch next turn. Unless he forces me to sacrifice a creature, at which point obviously I'll sacrifice the Aspirant. But knowing the Kroxa deck, he'll probably kill both creatures. That is just how that deck operates. And, you know, with my luck, my opponent always has the right cards. My opponent is thinking forever. Bone Crusher Giant. Sweet, short, and simple. Now he's probably going to make me sacrifice that creature. So it looks like the better play might have been to just equip Maul of the Skyclaves onto my Luminarch Aspirant and hope he didn't have a kill spell. But hey, that's hindsight, right? What if he had another copy of Hagra Mauling? It would have instantly died. Suppose I will discard my Temple. Of course, here we are. Just gonna discard more cards. And not what I needed, unfortunately. Ooh, I should have kept that. I should have kept that land in my hand because now I have to discard my Maul of the Skyclaves. Oops, that was a mistake. Kroxa comes into play. I lose another 3 life. And he has enough to finish me off with Kazul's Fear. I'm still gold 3? What? There's no way. How am I still gold 3? All right, I'll take that, I guess. Don't think that counts as flood. We did lose. Definitely not free, and we are still at gold 3. Still only at 2 wins. Not the best. My opponent is the Beast in Black. That sounds like a very fine, upstanding beast. I'm imagining a beast in a tuxedo. Opponent is going first. Sure, why not? We have some early game Aggression, we have our Temple of Silence, the Scry. But of course, against an Hateful Eidolon deck, it is not looking good. Ooh, Hushbringer. Hushbringer can do some work, potentially, but it's going to die instantly to Dire Grasp or whatever. Skyclave Shade, huge creature. I will try an Aspirant first, because it's a 2/2, it can potentially block the Eidolon. Next turn, I want to be able to Bloodchief's Thirst the Eidolon and play Hushbringer at the same time. So, alright, wishful thinking, I just donated a card to him. So maybe a better play would have just literally been to play nothing, so I can at least get rid of his Hateful Eidolon first and deny him some value. I do need to play Bloodchiefs, so that's gotta go. Malakir's Rebirth, of course. Just my luck. I should have... So, I guess this is me being unfamiliar with the meta. If you read this, it's when this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its control. So I believe if I had my Hushbringer already in play, that would not have happened. So I'll have to keep that in mind for the future. If I see a Hateful Eidolon, I will always have to play Hushbringer before trying to kill it, in case he has Malakir Rebirth. So with that expensive lesson aside, let us try for a Null Priest this time. I'm choosing a Null Priest because if he attacks with both, I can still attack. I'm fine with attacking, and it instantly dies again, because that is how the Hateful Eidolon deck works. My opponent is stuck at 2 mana, so there's that. So let's try this again. Let's try the Hushbringer, plus the Heartless Act to destroy the Hateful Eidolon. So now hopefully something sticks. Of course, they can also just kill the Hushbringer. Attack for 3, I'll have to take it, but that's fine because I have a bunch of lifelink coming in. Dead weight. Like I said, if my opponent needs a card to win, I can almost guarantee you that he'll have it. That is the story of my life. Aspirant, do I want to kick the bat? The bat will come with 2/0 encounters on it, so actually I should just play it and have the Luminarch put some counters on it instead. My opponent is still strapped for 2, which is kind of depressing because, you know, every other card he has just been hyper efficient. 3 dead weight? 3! I don't even know what to say anymore. My opponent is beating me into the ground with 3 dead weights. That's literally all he has against me is 3 dead weights. This is just unbelievable. So unless I draw my, actually ooh, Baneslayer. Ooh, that could change things. Maybe this is what my friend is talking about. Don't give up until the very end. 5/5 Baneslayer Angel can do some work, especially if I can, it is a mutate target, I can mutate Snapdex onto it, but he probably has Heartless Act or something like that to kill it. Yeah, if he has Heartless Act, it's dead. And let's see if he gets that lucky. Mire Triton. He gains 2 life. No land? How is that possible for my opponent? That is nuts. We're both having like... He's having like a weird streak of luck, and I'm just having not that good of a time either. Alright, so... Mutate Snapdex. It's going under because it has lower power. I get to do 4 damage to Ephemia. And then it's a double strike 5/5 lifelink, so I will just attack him for 10 damage and heal for 10. Wow, my opponent still doesn't have a land, so it might be on my opponent's deck building. If he's only running 20 or 22 lands, this does happen, you know, once every 5 games, I suppose. But here he cast the Mire Grasp on it. He attacks with everything. I can have the Hushbringer out. I can get the Speaker of the Heavens out. I can still attack with the Baneslayer Angel for 4, and I will heal for 4. A second Mire Grasp finishes off the Baneslayer Angel, of course. I will take 4 damage. Selfless Savior is pretty good here. Not exactly what I'd hoped for, but hey, I can make it work. Such a slow slog. Such a slow slog. Well, my opponent finally finds a land. He can now cast his Shade again. He still has not enough mana to kick it, so I guess that's a small reprieve for me. I suppose I can take 4 damage. My opponent casts Lurrus, which is not good news because it has lifelink. Null Priest, I am 1 mana short of kicking it. So I suppose this means I will have to hope for a land next turn. My opponent uses his Lurrus to deadweight my Hushbringer. I no longer have an Air Force. I'll have to take 4 again. Termarat calls the dead. Gets him a 2/2 zombie. I do not draw a land, so here we are. Same position. My opponent draws literally exactly what they need when they need it, and I am left hanging onto nothing. This feels really bad. I mean, my opponent was stuck on 2 lands for the longest time, and I was still unable to finish. I can't give this indestructible because it has 0 toughness, and state-based rules check will always lead this into the graveyard regardless of whether or not it's indestructible. So nothing else I could do there. Hateful Eidolon, and that is the game. I don't think I can recover from this. I'll have one more draw. But yeah, the Mogi's Favor from the graveyard means I only have 2 creatures. And he has more than enough to kill me. So I have to block one of these guys, and I can block his Lurrus to prevent him from gaining life. But that's much to do about nothing, because there is no way in hell I can survive. Even with this Maul of the Skyclaves, it doesn't matter because he can just cast enchantments from his graveyard. So he just needs to cast 2 spells, kill my speaker, and then it's over. Give him the good game, and concede. Beast in Black beat me. It was a very, very shiny tuxedo. 8. No mulligan. Did I get mana screwed? I did not. My opponent got mana screwed, actually. I did lose. It was not a free game. Back to gold 4. And 5 pips. Losing streaks like this, you just gotta keep your head high and keep playing it. Gotta stay positive. You gotta keep plowing forward. Okay, again, some early aggression, some early removal spells. Hopefully this goes in our favor. Our opponent's username is... yeah. That's all there is to say about that. So I'll drop a Swamp. I'll keep Heartless Act up in case he has a blocker as I attack. If he does not, I will play my Null Priest. Crawling Barons, pretty scary once they get the board set up in these colorless decks. Stonecoil Serpent. I need the white and the black, so I just need to be very careful here. I definitely want to Bloodchief's Thirst. And I can still cast the Aspirant now. It's tempting to pump the speaker. I think this time I will go for it because I have a second Heartless Act here. Normally I would pump the Null Priest, but a 2/2 Vigilance and the next turn hopefully a 3/3 Vigilance would be pretty powerful. And yep, they only have 1 creature, so they can't block the Null Priest anyway. So with this, I will cast a secondary Aspirant. I will make the speaker too big for it to block, and the Null Priest too big for it to block. And then I will attack with these 2 creatures. And I will get an Angel into play. So I'm anticipating Ujin. He's already at 5 mana. So if I don't win next turn, I pretty much lose. Crystalline Giant, okay. I'm fine with that. And my opponent concedes. 9, 0 mulligans, 0, we win. It's not a free game. Back to gold 3. 1 pip. Do I get 1 pip for advancing with 5 pips? Not entirely sure. 3 wins, here we go. Opponent is going first, Gluon, Mr. Gluon. I do have my white mana in this flip land here, so I think this is playable. Black, white mana, Selfless Savior. He gets his Enforcer out. So it looks like it's a rogue variant with Lurrus. So I'll have to watch out for... Well, still mono black so far, so maybe mono black. Let's try Hushbringer. No, let's try Null Priest. I think I might end up needing Hushbringer later, so I'm gonna draw out some kill spells here. Yep. And it is indeed white, black blue. Another swamp here. No point going for Lurrus. Next turn we can do Lurrus plus the Savior. So this turn, perhaps we do Hushbringer. So the Hushbringer stomps it, and he gets Lurrus into his hand. He has no creatures in his graveyard, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Oh, he wants to sacrifice. Okay, so I can cast Lurrus and get my Selfless Savior back, or I can wait for Heartless Act. I think I can just go for Lurrus here. Let's attack first and see how he responds. He can't block with Thief's Guild Enforcer, so that should be pretty easy. I'll play the Lurrus. Oh man, wow. Okay, so the auto tap messed me up big time there. So notice how it tapped my white mana to cast Lurrus for whatever reason. That's rather silly. I don't know why it did that. So my opponent has Lurrus now, which will, I don't like it, so it's going to instantly die. I get to play my Null Priest, and I will attack with Hushbringer to gain that life. So I thought auto tap would be smarter than that, but I suppose I'll have to pay attention in the future. Bloodchief's Thirst gets rid of Null Priest. Attacks for 4. I have 5 lands. Yeah, I think I will mutate. Go for this mutate. Hopefully this survives. I mean, he only has 1 card in his hand. I'm praying. And of course, my opponent just always has exactly what they need. Do you see what I'm saying here? Like, my opponent literally has exactly what they need. But that's okay, because we still have Lurrus in the hand, so as long as they didn't draw another counterspell, I think we're okay. Alright, here goes. Okay, my opponent is hoping for a counterspell, does not find one. So here I will get my Selfless Savior first. I'll get my Selfless Savior first in case he draws something nasty like Hushbringer, okay. I mean, that's going to get milled likely, but we'll see. Attack for 1. Merfolk Wind Robber. Gets the ETB gets stomped by Hushbringer. He cantrips it to draw a card. Gloomon. Ooh, and my opponent concedes. I suppose he didn't draw what he was looking for. So that puts us at gold 3 and 2 pips. And I believe that is 4 wins of the day. Wow, what a slog. So thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, I hope you like what you see. I know, watching me lose is not what you're staying here for, but hey, if you're watching this in the background, I hope I kept you entertained. Like and subscribe. I hope I get an opportunity to continue entertaining you. And once I get to Mythic, I promise you it'll be worth it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.